Chainsaw Man 141 is simply a massive chapter. Denji focuses in on his normal life, but it's not what it seems as Fujimoto begins to tease the return of Kobeni and as well something more sinister as the next arc of Chainsaw Man will seem to focus on a very ominous Chainsaw Man worship day. If you're excited, please drop a like and subscribe as we're trying to get to 3K subscribers, which if everyone watching now subscribed, we'd get there with this video. So let's get into the chapter. First thing I noticed with this chapter, Chainsaw Man curry buns down from 99 to 49 yen. What a steal. Alright, besides the jokes, this chapter primarily is focused on Denji's normal life, and throughout this chapter, we see that he's constantly reminded of his past when he was the most happiest, which was as Chainsaw Man. The best part about this chapter to me is that Fujimoto is able to convey a lot of the complex feelings that Denji has without any sort of dialogue for the most part. Everywhere Denji goes, he's constantly reminded of Chainsaw Man. When he goes to the store to buy curry buns, which are plastered with the Chainsaw Man branding, reminding us he has, in such a brief period of time, become quite the sensation. As he walks out of the store, he's reminded of the Chainsaw Man church with the posters of Asa, who is their new main heroine, and I think this could be signaling some of the future Chainsaw Man chapters, with Asa continuing her growth as a vigilante/hero of this world, while Chainsaw Man is down and out. And it really does feel like these two are intertwined in both their private and public lives, and eventually their paths will cross once more. It's just getting to that point that's going to be the tough part. As well as Denji and Nayata enjoy their stroll, they come across a demon, which is immediately taken out right in front of them by public safety devil hunters and civilian devil hunters. He moves to pull the starter in his chest, almost like it was muscle memory and ingrained within him. But he stops himself. He doesn't do that anymore. He's now living a normal life. And this is once again a great example of Fujimoto's work in this chapter. It's as if being reminded of Chainsaw Man for a moment changed Denji's body language. That feeling gave him life again, and just as soon as the feeling came, it went, and he went back to the lifeless, normal Denji, which is dead-eyed and constantly slouching. To quote the king, the thrill is gone. Back in their apartment, they sit and eat their shitty Chainsaw Man branded cheap food with the same chaos as before, being overcrowded in this place with so many dogs. They sit at their small table to watch their TV, and we see that Denji's plants are still alive while Nayata's has been neglected and has long since been withered away. A nice callback to earlier chapters. Afterward, Denji bathes the dogs in their rather disgusting looking bathroom, and then he brushes his teeth with Nayata like any other day. Something about this day, I don't know, just reeks of depression. So as they go to lay down, Denji is surrounded by dogs while Nayata clings onto him in a rather innocent way, sound asleep while Denji is up, not being able to sleep as his mind is wandering. So he gets up and turns to see a poster of Chainsaw Man. Even in his home, he is unable to escape his past and his true self. Nayata, sensing something, asks if he can't sleep, but Denji asks Nayata what is going to happen to him from here on out. When he graduates, and gets a job. Will he be happy then? This reveals to us that Denji is fully depressed because his normal life isn't the one that he really ever truly wanted, because really this isn't a normal life, or at least the kind that he truly envisioned it would be like. This is a life that is controlled, and much like the dogs that Nayata has controlled, Denji might as well be a domesticated mutt. He says he doesn't know if he's unhappy to Nayata, but it's clear that he is. Denji is struggling to understand his role in this world. Does he stop pursuing what makes him happy? Or does he pursue what people perceive to be normal? But the question Denji needs to ask is, what is normal? Everyone's definition of it is different and ever changing. I think Denji at this point is soul searching to find his way back to happiness through pursuing something that won't ever make him happy. Denji is crazy and wild, and to tell this guy who has fought devil after devil, survived countless pitfalls and dangers, only to be told that all of that thrill is not normal and shouldn't be pursued, well, that has to be soul-crushing. Denji has basically been told to stop living as himself and live as someone else entirely. A person named Denji in the same body, but now who is depressed and lifeless because, well, his life was taken from him. Even so, Nayata tells Denji that she'll stay with him forever, and because of that, he'll be happy just as much as she is. This is another pull from another expectation from someone. Nayata, with her words, is telling Denji that not being Chainsaw Man will make him happy because by pleasing someone else, then that will make him happy. Which is just untrue. You cannot live a life where all you are here to do is please anyone else, including Nayata in this scenario. If anything, Nayata is hearkening back to her Makima days, where she is saying similar things to Makima. It's clear that her words don't hold too much power outright as it once did, but at least yet as a normal person, it still does affect Denji. So he lays down beside her and they go back to sleep. Then it really hit me. Denji has finally achieved the normal life he always craved in Chainsaw Man Part 1 with Makima, except now Nayata is just an incarnation of Makima after all, and now that he has what he actually craved in the beginning, is it enough for him? I'm gonna be honest, this was actually hard to read and look at. Denji has got it quite rough right now and he's lost. He's trying to find purpose and meaning again in his life, but the thing is that he already did. Chainsaw Man is who he is. This is who he was born to be, not some glorified babysitter for a fiend that once tried to kill him. So my theory is that Denji is going to be reminded of who he was and realize he can't settle for just normal because he can never truly settle. He needs to keep fighting as Chainsaw Man, as his true self and nobody else or any other reason people tell him to exist. He is Chainsaw Man and Chainsaw Man is Denji, but something needs to give to remind him of this eventuality. This is when we cut to the weapons who are dining at the local Family Burger. It's revealed that tomorrow is the Chainsaw Man's day of worship, and because of that, the followers won't be hunting down any devil hunters. This reveals the nefarious plan of Chainsaw Man Church as they're going around and killing devil hunters who, as we know, are just trying to save lives of innocent people for many of them. And this is because Baron reveals they're also killing the civilian devil hunters along with public safety members. So if they keep killing them, then they think that will cause Chainsaw Man's sense of justice to take over, and he'll arrive to take out the devils, finally appearing. And this is massive because there has been a huge theory going around that Denji is basically being starved of being Chainsaw Man and that they're trying to make Chainsaw Man appear through that method. This theory includes mostly Fami, which people have been saying is the new Makima of Part 2, which if that is the case, then I can only surmise they're doing this for no other reason than to get Chainsaw Man to help them wage a war against Hell or the war that Fami warned us about that's eventually coming at the end of the Falling Devil stuff. Also, Family Burger? Isn't that the place Kobeni works at? Boys and girls, are we getting the return of the oratory master Kobeni? Just saying, y'all. Just saying. As well, I feel really bad for the sword guy. His situation reminds me a lot of Denji's, but somehow it's even worse since he's falling for the same tricks over and over again, being used by the Chainsaw Man Church. The way things are going kind of takes me back to Denji's story when he was just getting used by Makima. Also, the dude in the glasses is another weapon from earlier in the series, pictured here with Barum from those earlier chapters. An important note here is that it seems this character is both stupid for not being able to spell human, but as well as a mindless drone telling his sword guy to just forget all thoughts because tomorrow there'll be weapons. Basically tell him to be a good little soldier. Then Barum says something chilling. He says that humans, weapons, and devils all have one thing in common, which is that they're all born to kill. Because of that, God will forgive them no matter how many people they kill tomorrow. So this basically confirms that tomorrow, the Chainsaw Man Church is going to go on a killing spree, either killing the students of the Chainsaw Man Church, civilians, or both to drive out Chainsaw Man. So whether Denji wants it in this way or not, he's going to get to become Chainsaw Man again. It's just there's two questions that I have to ask coming from this. Will tomorrow's killings involve Asamitaka at all? After all, she loves the fame of being a well-known heroine and is one of the main figures of the Chainsaw Man Church. So what will be her role in all of this? You'd have to assume she'd get involved based on the fact that Yoru wants to kill Chainsaw Man, and he most likely will be driven out by that point. Also, God Devil anyone? If Barum is asking for forgiveness from God, then that could mean that God exists in this world. Maybe not as a devil, but maybe as something like an angel or something like that? Food for thought, of course. Otherwise, this chapter of Chainsaw Man was simply incredible, and I feel bad for the people who are out here saying they're dropping the series because it's, quote, boring. I feel like if you're too impatient to read a weekly series like Chainsaw Man where it's quite uncomplicated and full of mostly just action, then I gotta say, you just gotta practice working on your attention span. Once again, Chainsaw Man is heating up, and I can't wait to see what comes next for Denji, Asa, Nayata, and of course the other weapons and all the other things going on. Also, I want to thank everyone for watching these Chainsaw Man videos. The last video I gained a lot of subscribers, so if you're new, thank you for joining our growing community, and I hope you enjoy the videos. We also got 3.5k views last video and over 169 likes. Nice! So if we can break that by getting 200 likes and 4k views, that seriously would bring me so much joy, and I'm not even kidding. Because for every like, subscribe, and comment you guys leave, the better I do actually feel. It's a whole thing. If you're a content creator, I'm sure you know. As well, join my Discord, which is labeled as the C-Tactics public server, but that's just because it's the server for my main YouTube channel, C-Tactics. You're in the right place. Thanks for watching. Consider becoming a patron to financially support the channel, and as well check out my other Chainsaw Man content on the left here in this handy playlist. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.